Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio with another set of our new points updates. If Warhammer 40,000 is not really your style, I know it's been a little heavy on the content lately, but with the upcoming release of Chapter Approved and all the little tweaks and points changes and everything, it has been the focus of quite a few of my things lately. But I do assure you that you'll have plenty of Age of Sigmar, warcry, necromunda, and of course Kill Team comment as well. But make sure you like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And also, fitting in with this, I do have a very large Adeptus Custodes commission about to go out of the studio as well. So keep your eyes out in the next couple of days for a reveal video for that, as it is quite the army in perfect time for all the points changes and the new codex as well. So here we have a Warhammer community article, Spread the Glory of the Emperor with these free Adeptus Custodes points updates. Hold on to your shiny gold hats. Chapter Approved 2022 is up for pre-order tomorrow. Inside, you'll find new missions from the Warzone Nachmund Grand Tournament packs, as well as careful tweaks to match play points in the Munitorum Field Manual. Updates which could have a big impact on how you build your favorite army. The goal? To ensure that Warhammer 40,000 remains balanced and exciting game. We've already previewed points changes for certain armies, but you may have noticed the Adeptus Custodes were absent from that sneak peek. Some cool art here. The comprehensive tome was originally supposed to land a little while after Codex Adeptus Custodes, but they have arrived closer together than originally planned. If you've already picked up your codex full of glorious golden guardians, we want to make sure that your unexpectedly close release isn't a barrier to bringing your custodes to the battlefield. The Warhammer 40,000 studio has therefore compiled all the new units' points values for your Adeptus Custodes armies into an easy-to-access PDF you can download for free right here. And this is available at the Warhammer community site if you would like to download this, and we'll check that out in just a second. There are veritable shield hosts of changes, so we thought we'd highlight some of the most notable tweaks to the Emperor's finest. So we see the Misericordia is now free on anyone that can take it. Trajan Valoris points have dropped by 10. Shield Captain on Donigo Jetbike has dropped by 10. Valyrium down by 10 as well. Venerable Land Raider sees a 20-point decrease. Telemon Heavy Dreadnought down 20 points as well. And the Coronis Grav Carrier is down 30 points. Misericordias are now free for all. These exquisite blades are awarded to custodians as a symbol of their Magisterium Lex Ultima, which places them above any law save the Emperor's will. In the endless war of the 41st millennia, these weapons are used to deliver the Emperor's peace to mortally wounded foes. Multiple HQ choices are enjoying a discount, including Valyria and Trajan Valoris himself. If you want to deliver your custodes to the front lines in style, you'll be happy to see that the Venerable Land Raiders and the sleek Coronis Grav Carrier are falling in price by 20 and 30 points respectively. Once again, a cool little picture there. Definitely pretty awesome. Finally, the biggest and most golden boys of all have also seen a cost reduction. As the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought drops by 20 points, overall, these changes could see you squeeze an extra custodian or two into your army, which is a big deal when even your rank and file are elite heroes. Meanwhile, the seditious followers of the four-armed Emperor needn't worry. The deadly new codex stepped from the shadows at the same time as the custodes arrived, but the points cost for Genestealer cult armies are all staying exactly the same. Alright, so that's a big drop right there. So they were able to get basically all the Genestealer cult armies and points in line, but the codex one for the custodes had already gone to print, I imagine, so it was too late for them to make any changes, even though they were released together. Well, we know that at least. If you're a Genestealer cult player, you know your points are good to go. It is weird to get a brand new book and all the points to be wrong, though, but it is what it is. Of course, points changes aren't all you can look forward to. Warzone Nachmund Grand Tournament Mission Pack is full of integral updates for competitive play, including amended deployment rules, a whole host of missions you can use in matched play, and 23 updated secondary objectives. Whether you're aiming to take on the top tables in a tournament or just want to ensure that you're playing the most balanced and competitive game possible, you won't want to miss out on these updates. So let's take a look at the updated points values. Alright, so here we have the Adeptus Custodes upgraded points values. I'll just kind of run down through them. I'm not sure exactly just off the top of my head what is up or down, but these are the new points values. Obviously a couple were mentioned previously, but alright, so for our HQs, we see Alea, unit size 1 model, unit cost 75 points. Blade Champion, unit cost 120 points. The Knight Centura, unit cost 50 points. Executioner Great Blade is 5 additional. Shield Captain, unit cost is 105, and for the Praesidium Shield is an extra 10. Shield Captain and Alaris Terminator Armor, unit cost 115. Shield Captain on Dawn Eagle Jet Bike, unit cost 160. Salvo Launcher an additional 5. Trajan Valoris, unit cost 160. Valyrian, unit cost 130. And then we have our troops next. So we have the Custodian Guard, 3 to 10 in a unit still. Unit cost 45 points. And the shield is 5 extra per model. Prosecutors, unit size 5 to 10. Unit cost 12 points per model. Elites, the Alaris Custodians, the Terminators, are 1 to 6 in a unit size. So they used to be 3 minimum in a unit. So that is different. So they definitely changed the unit size. That is interesting. Unit cost 60 points. So definitely interesting. Custodian Wardens, still 3 to 10. Yeah, okay. So the Custodians, the Alaris Custodians used to be 3 to 10, and now they're 1 to 6. So no more big units of them, which will affect the strats for sure. But you can also take 1 now. Alright, so anyway, Wardens, 3 to 10. Unit cost 50 points per model. Venerable Contemptor Dreadnought, unit cost 155. Vexillus Praetor, unit cost 105. Vexillus Praetor in Terminator Armor, 115. Vigilators, still 5 to 10 and cost of 14 points each. Fast Attack, we have the Virtus Praetors, 3 to 6 in a unit at 80 points per model. Salvo Launchers are plus 5. Witch Seekers, still 5 to 10. Unit cost 14 points per model. And then Venerable Land Raider costs 265. Hunter Killer is 5. Stormbolter is 5. And then for our dedicated transport, Anathema Psychana Rhino, 75 points with a 5-point Hunter Killer missile. And then it says, Designer's Note, whilst many units have misericordias as an option, they no longer carry an additional points cost, and the points value of this item should be considered to be built into the cost of the model that can be equipped with one. So if you can take a misericordia, you get one for free now, which is definitely good. Changes around how you can kind of tweak your points and makes it maybe a little more difficult, especially with an all custodes army, but there's plenty of other equipment and everything. You could tweak your points if you need to. And then for the Captain Commander here, we see that for the Master of Stances is 25 points. Swift as the Eagle is 15 points. Inspirational Exemplar, 15 points. Bane of Abominations, 15 points. Unstoppable Destroyer is 10 points. Defiant to the Last is 20 points. Fierce Conqueror is 15 points. Ceaseless Hunter, 20 points. And Tip of the Spear is 15 points. So we have obviously quite a few changes. This is definitely interesting for a codex that literally just came out. But, you know, they did kind of explain that. Obviously, there's a bunch of craziness going on right now. It is what it is. Love it or hate it, this is the reality. Hopefully there's enough points decreases that it's worth it for your new book. Obviously, you could print this sheet out as well and just kind of throw it in the front cover, or just kind of scratch them into your brand new codex. If you would rather have it written right where it's supposed to be. I know a lot of people use apps and whatnot to build their lists anyway, so as long as they're updated, it's probably not going to make that much of a difference what it says on the paper as opposed to the actual game points cost. So overall, I really like the changes I've seen on the Custodes. They lost a little bit of their straight up durability right off the bat with the lessening of the invulnerable save across the board, but they gain so much more in exchange for it. In my opinion. And then the addition of the misericordias, I basically never took those previously, so the extra attack will help them deal with volume. Quite a few points drops and on models that we see getting better. So very interesting. Probably not going to be the best army out there, but definitely going to be fun. I like Custodes a lot for their low model count. It is the cost of entry. Building a Custodes or buying a Custodes army is a little less because you're getting less models, buying less kits, spending less money as opposed to like a massive horde army. They're all strong, so you definitely get a little bit more out of each of your models as opposed to just having a bunch of generic boys or whatever. Definitely have a little more character to them. I love the lore behind them as well. They play nice, and I have always preferred smaller model count armies like custodes or knights for long days of play. So if you're going to like tournaments or into competitive play, having less models, less things to worry about, less potential mistakes, less rules to remember, all benefits to me. They definitely help with fatigue. So I have always enjoyed Knights armies and Custodes armies as well. The aesthetic of them is top notch also. And although they didn't see a ton of new models, we basically just have the Blade Champion, it looks like. So arguably it would have been nice to see a couple more custom guys coming in here. Maybe we will see a Knight Centura model come separately as opposed to just sort of like an upgrade from the Sisters kit. But overall, liking it. Hopefully these points costs put them in line where they should be. Not too cheap, but not too expensive either. The misericordia thing is definitely pretty awesome as well. Help to deal with some of the mass units, especially as I see people more likely to take the salvo launchers recently and less about the hurricane bolters. So there you have it. Adeptus Custodes Points Changes, updates. Overall, it looks like decreases. So that is nice. Again, you can find this at Warhammer Community easily and download that as well and just kind of throw it in the front page of your codex, or else your app should update automatically. Let me know what you think of the points changes. Let me know how you feel about buying a brand new book and immediately having this many amendments to it. I do understand this is definitely some crazy times, and to tell you the truth, a lot of this stuff goes into publication like literally 2, 3, 6 months ahead of time from when it's actually sold to when they publish like the actual book. So I can see how the changing of the meta, the new updates and everything with chapter approved, all that can kind of line up, and they sound like they weren't expecting the books to come out a week apart. It is strange, however, that the Gene Stealer Cult, everything was perfect. There was no changes, no updates, no errata. Maybe we'll see something come out a little later on for them, but I wonder if they printed these Custodes codexes a while back and they are lagging for some reason, or if the Gene Stealer Cult codexes just came hot off the press and we're ready to go. But let me know what you think. And keep in mind, I will have a reveal coming very soon for a completed commission. We are a commission studio, and that is what funds all these endeavors. If you enjoy the content, make sure you like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, and then, of course, our Kill Team, Warcry, and Necromunda content as well. And again, please bear with me. If you're not a 40k player, you're probably not watching this right now, but I know we have been a little more heavily focused on 40k and points and rules and stuff like that lately, but I do try to keep a nice diversity on the channel, a little bit of something for everyone. So thank you very much, and I will catch you on the next one. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.